Okay. I think I'm ready here. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Sawadee Cup. Welcome to another edition of my stream, Scott Mallon stream. And today we're going to talk about a little something different, something we talk about every once in a while. And that's about the people who they just can't help themselves and they break the golden rule. And what is the golden rule? It's very, very simple. The golden rule is you do not get emotionally involved with a prostitute. You just don't do it. Yes, Alpharetta, you don't fall in love, but you don't get emotionally involved. I don't know how much simpler it can be. And I don't even remember who told me that rule. It's been many, many years. It's been 30 years since I learned that. Don't get emotionally involved. They're not your best friend. That usually doesn't happen. And the people who do happen to hook up with bar girls and make a relationship with them, they know how to treat those girls. They know what the girls want. They know the game. And it's, I would say, probably 1 in 1,000 relationships really works long term. The rest of them, they don't work. The girl pulls a knife on you, she cheats on you, she does whatever. So you just can't do it. That's my way of thinking. Don't do it unless you know what you're doing, and most people do not know what they're doing. They don't speak Thai. They don't know the game with the girls. They think they know, but they don't. They don't have enough money, which is another thing. You know, if you've got money, they may want a car, they may want a house, they may want all kinds of things. And if you spend all that money, then you have none left. Guess what? She's not gonna be like, well, I'm in love with you now because you bought me all these things. That's not the way that it works. You know, I did a video a long time ago, which I'll talk about in a minute. But right now, first, I wanna, I didn't look at the temperature and all that kind of stuff today. All I'll say is, yesterday I said, oh, it's supposed to be cloudy for the rest of the week. What I know now is that it's supposed to start raining this coming week, Monday, tomorrow, starting Monday, starting this week. It's supposed to be really heavy rain all week. So, take that for what it is. And in Thailand it rains, and it doesn't rain like some places where it just rains and rains and rains. Most of the time it might not rain for more than an hour, more than a half an hour, and then it stops. And then you're okay for a while. Just like that. Anyway, I want to get into the news real quick so we can get on to this golden rule thing. We can talk about it a little bit. I'm just going to talk about the news really quick. Let's see here. There are some new boat routes scheduled for Bangkok, and that is to help the traffic woes. Now, here they are doing this now. I think it's a good thing. They're adding new boats. The reason I say it's a good thing is because they only have 20-something million tourists right now. If that were to double, come on, traffic is going to be even more miserable. And so they're going to really need to raise their game when it comes to public transportation. And that's really all I'm going to say. There is let's see here, they're adding a boat on the Sansap Canal from Wat Sri Bunruang, which is 2 stops down from here. It's not going into the city, but it's going out towards Minburi, and it goes all the way to Wat Bam Pentai. It's 13 piers, 6.8 kilometers. That's how far it's going. There is the Lat Pral Canal. They're adding boats. Sai Mai to Prakanong, which is great because that's a long way. Prakanong is not that far from here. I mean, you know, it's a little ways, but if you're taking a motorbike or something like that, it's not all that far. And they told me there were no boats there when I went there the last time. There were some guys sitting around, oh, don't have any more boats, but they do. So I'm going to have to go out there and check it out and see what kind of boats they have there. Bangkok Noi, Chimpli Watergate to Sirirach Hospital. I don't know where Chimpli Watergate is. And the Prem Prachakon Canal, which I don't even know where that is. SCG Pier to PTT Public Park, which I have been to and streamed from, but I don't remember where it is. So let's see here. PTT Public Park to Wat Rangsit. They're going to have that one. And the Chao Phraya Pakret to Pathum Thani. 3 piers. And then they have the Maha Sawat Canal. It goes from Wat Chayapruk Mala to Maha Sawat Watergate. That's 13 piers. So anyway, that's that. New boats. That's a good thing. The Japanese murder suspect has been arrested in Nong Khai. He's the one who dismembered somebody in Nonthaburi. Yeah, I don't know. It was 2 people. I'm just looking at this here. Suspects reportedly admitted to the killing but refused to disclose their motive. They denied any gang affiliation and declined further comment. That's all it says. Okay, yes, there is heavy rain and rising temperatures. I didn't see that, but now I see it. Daytime temperatures are set to rise due to a weakening southwest monsoon over the Andaman Sea and the Gulf of Thailand, coupled with a low pressure area over northern Vietnam. There is flooding in the south of Thailand, in case you don't know. Northern and upper southern Thailand will experience light rain, while heavy downpours are expected in the upper northeast and lower south. Residents in these regions are advised to stay alert for potential flash floods and landslides, especially in mountainous areas and low-lying regions. Like I said, there is flooding in the south. My wife told me that the other day. All right, that's all I'm going to say about that. What is this here? Hong Kongization. I'll get to that later. All right. Apparently there was another medal winner in the Olympics. Wave Weerapon Wichuma from Surin Province got a silver medal in the men's weightlifting category. And then another Tirapong Silachai from Sisaket won a silver medal in weightlifting also. All right, good for Thailand. I know it makes them happy. Yakuza members reenact gruesome murder of compatriot in Thailand. In a chilling international crime reaching Thailand, 2 Japanese Yakuza members reenacted the gruesome murder and dismemberment of their compatriot at a warehouse. Okay, this is the same one. I didn't know they reenacted it. They reenacted everything. The reenactment took place at the warehouse where the murder and dismemberment occurred, located at the end of Soi Chatsan Swing 2. Don't know where that is. Bangbua, okay. Nonthaburi. The 2 Japanese men who were detained in Laos for allegedly murdering and dismembering a compatriot in Thailand have been extradited to Thailand on June 13th. Also, just in case you don't know, today is August 11th, Sunday, August 11th. And on August 14th, there's going to be I'm not sure who is doing it, but let me see here. Let me see. Okay, now this is from Reuters. Dismissal case against Thai PM likely to fail. Let's see if this is. He is accused of violating the Constitution over an appointment. But it says, I don't understand this, will likely survive a critical court decision next week that could see him dismissed from office, beating back military-appointed former lawmakers who had targeted the premier. The Constitutional Court on August 14th, will rule on a case brought by conservative ex-senators who allege Srettha Thavisin violated the Constitution by appointing to cabinet a former lawyer who was once jailed. I don't know if he needs to be kicked out for that, honestly, but not my thing to really comment on. We are confident because we did everything as per the legal rule. From in Lutsuridet, a veteran of the ruling Pheu Thai party, told Reuters. The case highlights deep division in Thai politics, marked by a two-decade struggle between its conservative royalist establishment backed by the military and parties with mass appeal like Srettha's ruling Pheu Thai. The case against the Prime Minister has been pushed on by selected members of the Senate, calling it a political obstacle. Now, you may remember that last week they dissolved the Move Forward Party, which is considered a pretty big thing. If Srettha is removed, a new government must be formed. You know, that's the thing about Thailand is I've been here, I don't even know how many prime ministers that I've seen. 10? I mean, you know, in 30 years, I've probably seen 10, 12. I should look that up and see. Let me see something here. Let's see if I can come up with this. Let me see here. Let's see. 13 individuals have served as prime minister since 1995. Banhan Silpa Acha, I don't remember him. Chavalit Yong Chayut, I remember him. Chuan Likpa, I remember his name. Thaksin Shinawat, I remember him. Yeah, I'm not going to name them all, but Abiset, I remember him. Yingluck, of course. I don't remember the person who held the office right after Yingluck. This was a temporary thing. Prayut Chanucha, he served for 9 years, and then now we got Srettha Thavisin in office, and you know. Let me see something here, because I'm curious about this. Since 1995, Thailand has had 4 constitutions. Here's a brief overview. 1997, the People's Constitution was enacted October 11, 1997, repealed September 19, 2006, following a military coup. 2007 Constitution enacted August 24, 2007, repealed 7 years later, following another military coup. The interim Constitution of 2014 was enacted July 22, 2014, served as a temporary framework until a new permanent Constitution was drafted. That took 3 years. 2017 Constitution enacted April 6, 2017, and that is the one that is currently in effect. So there you go. You asked for it, you got it. Which, you know, I didn't know the answers to this, but thank God for COVID. I would have brought a beer girl home with me. I don't know if you mean home like your home country, but if you mean home like to a hotel room or to your home in Thailand or something like that, that's fine. There's no reason why you can't do that. Although bringing them back to your hotel room can be problematic sometimes. You know, if you don't want them there. Some of the hotels are a little lax in security, and you know, you could walk outside. The next thing you know, they're sitting there in the lobby waiting for you as you're walking in with 2 other girls or something. You know, you don't really know. Okay, let's see here. Now, what is this here? Yeah, I don't want to get into that. All right, now I got a comment, and I've got a couple of comments, and these have come on BitChute, which I guess I set up BitChute a while ago, and now all the videos go to BitChute, like as a backup or whatever. And I got a comment, and I've had some comments about the. Good morning, Andy. I've had some comments about the grocery videos that I put up. And people are always like, oh yeah, but you know, Fruit Loops is imported. Well, Fruit Loops might be imported. Cornflakes aren't. Butter is not. Eggs are not. Bread is not. Milk is not. All these are Thai goods. So just because I come to the grocery, because I don't want to go to the grocery and buy some things and then go all the way to the market and buy some others, which I do that anyway sometimes. But I don't want to buy a lot of meat at the market, because if you buy the meat in the afternoon, it's been sitting out all day. I don't want it to be sitting out in the hot sun, and I'm buying that meat and risking whatever can happen to my stomach because of it. Sometimes the vegetables and the fruit and the meat are not as high quality as they are here. Not always. Some places have some great vegetables and great fruit. I should say that. But you know, like just saying, oh, well, I can go and get a pineapple off the street for 20 baht. Well, you used to get it for 10 baht. You used to go get pineapple for 10 baht. Now it's 20 baht. It'll go up to 30 soon, believe me. And a pineapple is not going to fill you up for breakfast. So, you know, if you go out and buy, sometimes Nicholas goes out and buys sticky rice, and he buys like a pork. He'll buy some pork. It'll cost him 30, 40 baht. And that's cheap. So, you know, the thing is that this guy said to me, I think this is a good example for someone who shops at 7-Eleven or one of the chain markets. However, having lived in Bangkok, the price you pay at the local dalat, you mean talat? It's not talat. Is way cheaper. And that's where most Thais will spend their money. Rubbish. I'm here to tell you, buddy, that's rubbish. There are many, many Thais in here shopping at the grocery store, buying vegetables, buying fruit, buying meat, buying milk, buying butter, buying cheese, buying ice cream. So it's not only, you know, some Thais will shop at the market. Sometimes my wife will go, I'm going to go to the market. And she'll go to the market and she'll buy 5 or 6 vegetables. Sometimes she goes there, all she does is buy some shrimp. She might go there once a week. I go there and sometimes I buy bananas, I buy eggs, and that's about it. I buy bananas and eggs from there. Maybe I'll buy another fruit once in a while. But that's it. So what I responded with, I said, most Thais do not only shop at the fresh markets. They shop at grocery stores. Many, sometimes they go to Lotus, sometimes they go to Foodland, sometimes they go to Fresh Mart, whatever, but they go both places, you know, unless they really don't have any money, and then they might go to the market and they're really, you know, nickel and dime and everything. Bread, eggs, cheese, butter, ham, they're not imported. Sometimes I do buy vegetables at the market, definitely not always. Fruit, sometimes eggs, yes. I've been here 30 years, and while some want to live like a Thai, the truth is living like a Thai doesn't always look the same. Thais like ice cream, like Haagen-Dazs, they drink milk, they use plenty of eggs, and they even buy vegetables and fruit at the grocery. Sometimes, not always, the meat is not of the highest quality at the market because it sits out all day. Some people are not selling their pork, and their pork sits there from 4 o'clock in the morning all the way until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't know about you, but like, I mean, in the grocery, at least it's refrigerated. Sometimes I buy fish at the market or seafood, but only first thing in the morning. As far as Fruit Loops, because my kids eat Fruit Loops, they are for the kids who eat them every so often. And unless you're a picture of health, I would say that most people, they will eat some food that might not be the healthiest for them once in a while. Some people eat unhealthy food all the time. I don't. In fact, usually my kids eat oatmeal for breakfast. They eat oatmeal with some frozen fruit. They put that in there. Maybe they put a little milk in there or something like that, and that's it. So, anyway, I thought that was interesting, and I do think it's interesting that people still think, I understand you can go to the market and you can get food, and sometimes it's cheaper, sometimes it's not. But going to the market is not always the answer for everyone. And going to fresh market is not always the answer to everyone. Sometimes people go, listen, I live next to Foodland. I'm going to Foodland. They don't want to go anywhere else. I know a guy who went to Tesco Lotus and he go, oh, you can get this for 50 baht. And I'm like, yeah, but the quality of that is shit. The fish, I'm like, okay, you can get all kinds of fish, but it's not high quality fish. Now, say what you will, but sometimes I want some salmon. I want a nice big slab of salmon. That might cost 500 baht, might cost 1,000 baht. I want some steak sometimes. I know it's Western. The steak is not imported. Some of the steak is not imported. It's made right here in Thailand. So there's all kinds of things, and you don't have to have everything imported. You don't have to buy Fruit Loops. Okay, I understand that. But, like Thais use eggs. They use a lot of eggs. They're not imported. Anyway, enough said. Andy, what are you doing? If you're still here, what are you doing? What's happening? Today we're going to talk about the golden rule. And if you know what the golden rule is, you should be smart enough not to break it. Now, I do know one person out there, he's probably watching right now. I'm not going to mention his name. You're still in Ubud. How's that? And where are you going next? And he I would say he has pseudo relationships with women. And I know I used to do the same thing. I used to have a little 2-week love affair with some girl, and then she will be cast aside. Now, I don't believe I'm the first or the last, but I do believe that sometimes people need to hear it because they're too stupid and they just do the same thing over and over again. Which is why I'll bring it up. And I happened to write a book on it. This is the book I wrote with all the letters that came to me from stupid men or ill-informed men who had no clue what they were supposed to do, and they thought that the girls were different. The girl's not different. She's no different. Well, I'm sorry you hate the chat. And yes, I am right in what I'm saying. Life is a jungle and people don't figure that out, and usually until it's too late. Some people. I mean, that's the way it goes. And it took me one time when, the girl said to me, no, I don't want your money. I don't want your money. And then I'm like, okay, great. And then 3 days later, she's like, I need 10,000 baht. I'm like, no, I'm not giving it to you. Sorry. That's another thing. You need to learn how to say no, which I've said a million times. Sanur. So what are you planning on doing there? Anything exciting? It doesn't matter if it's a revelation or not. There are still stupid men out there or ill-informed men that need to hear these things. Well, why don't you do that then? That's all I can say. I wrote one. I wrote two. But this is the one on the subject matter. And it's full of letters from guys who don't get it. So, you know, I'm not saying I'm saying anything prolific here, but I am saying that over the 30 years that I've lived here and the, I guess, 11 and a half years I've been streaming or online on YouTube, I've told people probably, I can't even count how many times I've told them, please, use your brain, don't be stupid. And just like the saying goes, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Because people think that they're different, that their girl is different. They're going to change them. They can take the bar out of the girl. But they can't. Now, there's two other things that I should say. Very simple. And, you know, these are things that people know, but they don't remember, or they don't care, or they overlook it. Like I just said, you need to learn to be able to say no. You need to learn not to be a sucker. Some girl is going, oh, baby, come on. You're only giving me 500 baht for a tip, that's all? Oh, come on. Yeah, but your service sucked. You're lucky you're getting that. And then she said, please, just give me 1,000. 1,000 is better. Oh. And you're like, all right, fine. Because you're too weak. You have no strength to stand up and say, no, now get out of here. Hit the road. You know, you don't have to be nasty, but you do have to be firm. Just chilling in Sonora last few days before I head home. There's plenty of good gyms in Pattaya, man. Plenty. There's some right on Beach Road. You know, you got Muay Thai gyms, you got all kinds of gyms. Hang on one second. Okay, now, as I said, gas is legal, I'm in. I don't understand what that means. Gas is legal. Maybe I'm missing something, honestly. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Do you know how many times when I first came here, and I wouldn't say that I was difficult or, you know, I was a prick or anything like that. But, oh God, it's so easy to get it, man. Listen, I do the TRT, and that's because of a doctor. No, he doesn't mean Mary J. He means steroids. And you know, it's so funny because I saw a guy the other day online. He's bragging. Oh, I got this vial of steroids. It's 350 baht. And it was the exact same one that I have purchased many, many times because my doctor prescribed it for me. My doctor used to give me the shot at the hospital. I used to go every 3 weeks. Then I started doing some research on it. I'm like, wait a minute. The cycle does not work. 3 weeks it goes up, then it goes down. It goes up, then it goes down. It doesn't stay level. So I did some research on it, and it said, what you really need to do is keep it as level as possible. So I started figuring out, I talked to my doctor, and I worked it out. Now, I get those ampoules for 250 baht. So now 10 of those, which is about, what, 20 divided by 5, like 5 weeks. It's 2,500, not 3,500. I'm 62. And so the thing is that 350 baht is not a great price. But you can also get it. You can buy a 10 milliliter vial of the same exact thing. It's 1,490 baht. So you save 1,010 baht. And you save 2,010 baht from what he's paying. So, you know. Oh, Jesus Christ. Listen, dude. I don't know what you're on here about. You want to know my height, my weight. You want to know all this stuff. You don't need to know anything. All you need to know is I'm here talking about this subject. And I know what I'm talking about. Like I said, I've been here 30 years, and I know a little something. I know a few things here. I know that paying 350 baht or 500 baht or whatever it is for gear, and I don't use it because, oh, I want to lift weights, and I want to just, you know, be a bodybuilder. That's not what I do. For me, because I'm older, and because the doctor said you should try this, it will make you'll feel better. You will be able to notice the difference, and so that's what I did. So, but I'm about 200 pounds, 205. Anyway, all right, let me get back to this here. So what we're talking about, I said, be able to say no. The other thing is that you remember, the girl is not, her job, many of their job, what their job is, supposedly, they want to make you happy. They want to give you the girlfriend experience, although that is waning in recent years. What they want to do is extract as much money from you as they can. And you feel good about it. You're like, okay, I'll give them whatever you know. And you have the ability to not open your wallet. It's only you. You're not the one who's going, oh, let me transfer you some money. I tell you what, instead of 2,000 baht, I'll transfer 10,000. You don't need to do that. I mean, really, think about it. It's nothing, it's not rocket science. But you just have to be firm, set your boundaries, have some guidelines. That's it. That's all you have to do. Now, do me a favor. Since I haven't said anything yet. But you didn't have to retract those. That's all right. Didn't matter. Mary Jane, we all know it's legal. And it should be remaining legal. Philippines 4 times. Well, I've been there like 20. Thailand, I've lived here for 30 years. I've been all over the world. Really, I've been all over Asia many times. I understand you get it. That's you. Many guys don't get it. And I've had many guys come to me and go, hey, you know, this girl, I'm giving her like, I just go back to this one guy. Oh, I'll tell you a story, but this guy who came into the place right here, it used to be Starbucks. I'm giving her 80,000 a month, and she doesn't even want to screw me, man. And I'm like, dude, what are you giving her that money for? What you do is you dole it out a little at a time. She performs, she does what you want. Well, I'm very happy for you, dude. I mean, really, good for you. And I live here, I don't have to worry about a thing. Really. So your 8 million is like 20 million here, man. I live great here. I don't know why you're bragging. I'm so rich. I've got all this money, and I made it, and I'm good for you. I'm really happy for you. All right. Thinking about mushrooms tonight. Yeah, I just don't get into that stuff anymore. I don't know why. I'm not spouting off about anything, buddy. You know, really, I'm not spouting off about a thing. All I'm doing is telling guys what they need to remember and what they should think about. And just because you think that you're different and that you don't need this kind of information, okay, great. I understand that. But you don't have to tell me, oh, well, you know, guys should know about this. Oh, it's, you know, what does that matter? You said you've been to Thailand twice and you've never been to Pattaya? You don't know if there's any gyms in Pattaya? And you say that the guys who contact me have never been laid in 100 years. That's just rubbish. That's like saying every guy who comes to Thailand is a guy who can't, and goes to bars, is a guy who can't get laid. That's rubbish. Nonsense. Complete nonsense. Now, the story that I was going to tell, some guys here have heard it before. But this was about a guy, I did a video about it many years ago, and it was about a guy who, he had $100,000. He was into software. Listen, don't tell me what to do, buddy. Really, why are you being such an asshole? Don't tell me what to do. If I'm going to get sidetracked, I'll get sidetracked, okay? I talk about whatever I want. That's what the beauty of this is. I can talk about anything. Anyway. Yeah, I know. Well, that's the thing. I don't know what's truth and what's not. It doesn't really matter. So this guy had 100 G's. He was a software guy. Now, I met him through a friend, and we went out a couple times. You know, he got a few girls here and there, and I mean, you know, he paid for them because he didn't want to get involved in any kind of relationships. I went to Cambodia with him, and, you know, things were okay, I guess. And, you know, he was a decent guy, but I didn't really bond with him 100%. I didn't think he was a great guy. I thought he was all right. We come back, and he tells me, listen, I need some help. I'm not sure how to proceed. What do I want to do? I want to start a business here. I want to do it online. I want to do this. I want to do that. I said, okay. I'll give you some pointers. I'll give you a little bit of advice. And I told him a few things. I said, you know, just do some simple things. Figure out a name. Get yourself a website. You know, find out your suppliers, things like that. Oh, yeah, okay. So then he disappears. I don't see him for a couple of months. I'm like, that's not like him. He's usually all around. He's calling me. I talk to him like every day, every other day. Then he calls me. He's in Pattaya. I'm in Pattaya. I met this girl. I said, okay. I know what that means. He met a girl. He's into her. I said, all right, whatever, you know. Just get a hold of me when you're ready to do whatever you're going to do. He didn't contact me again for like 4 or 5 months. Whatever it was. A while. So, he comes back to Bangkok. He tells me, oh, I've got this girl. She's my girlfriend now. Where'd you meet her? He said, I met her in Nana Disco. Not good. I tell him, not good. Now, what he's been doing is I didn't know it until he told me, but he was traveling all over Thailand. He was going all kinds of places. He's spending all kinds of money on her. He had plenty of money. You know, I thought, okay, 100 G's. Guy, listen, he spends 10, 20 grand, whatever, in a couple months. No big deal. So, I'm like, dude, you need to like settle down and get started with everything. Instead of concentrating on her, concentrate on your business, whatever you want to do, figure it all out, concentrate on that, and at night, you go out with her, you have a good time, whatever, and then you go, honey, I gotta go to work. That's it. Like normal people. Honey, we got tonight, And then when you wake up in the morning, I'll be gone. I'm going wherever. I got things to do. I told him, travel around Thailand. Look for your supplies. Look for whatever it is you want to sell. This is a long time ago, so it was a little bit different than now, where everything that you could possibly want is pretty much already online. At the time, it wasn't. They weren't. Oh, yeah, okay. I said, all right. So then he comes back to me, he goes, well, I got a problem now. He had the girl, and I'm trying to remember, because, you know, over the years, this story has, maybe it's been watered down a little bit, but he had this girl, and she had a sister. And the sister was taking care of the mother, and so the sister wanted some money to take care of the mother. And so he was giving the girl that he was with some money to give to the sister to pay for her to take care of the mother. But he was also giving the girl money. So every month he's giving, I mean, you know, like I'd say probably every week or whatever, whenever he felt like giving her money, he'd give her money. And he was giving her a lot. He wasn't giving her like $1,000 for a month. He's like giving her $5,000. And so after a while, he comes back to me. He goes, you know, I think I'm going to go back to America. All right, Andy, you take it easy, man. Have fun there. You're into the remote islands that no tourist goes to. Yeah, that's what I'm into. So anyway, he tells me, I'm going back to America. I said, why? He said, I got problems with the girl and blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine. You got problems with the girl, you want to go? I said, listen, you don't have to go back. Do your thing here. Have a good time. Well, you know, I'm down a little bit with my money. In a year that I knew of, he spent $90,000 on going out on this girl, whatever it is. Yeah, exactly. If you met her in Nana Plaza, then the next day you should have said goodbye. And that was it. You know. So, he, no problem. So he had spent 90 grand. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, dude, that's not good, man. And, you know, he's like, but I've had a hell of a time. And, you know, what really gets me about this guy is that, you know, he was a nice guy. He was a big, you know, strong, strapping guy. Wasn't great looking or anything, but he was fit, and he was, you know, at the time, I think maybe he was about 38 or something like that. He goes back to America, goes to California. He sends me messages, a couple messages. He told me, oh, I got a Vietnamese girlfriend now. I'm like, oh, God. And he goes, and I found a new job making more money than I was making before. And so he leaves, comes over here, spends a bunch of money, goes back home, gets a job making more money than he was making ever before, has a beautiful Vietnamese girlfriend, and, you know, then his life went on. And I heard from him a couple times after that. He was doing good. And then I haven't heard from him. I mean, it's been 15, 20 years since I heard from him. But I was like, holy shit. I still remember his name. His name was Tom. But that just goes to show you. Can I sending again what? Oh my God, my wife is messaging me. Why she messaged me right now, I don't know why, but let me see something here. I gotta take a quick moment to address this. I don't know what she's talking about. So, you know, it just goes to show you, sometimes things work out. I mean, granted, he spent 90 grand. But what is that, 7,500 a month? You know, it's, you know, I mean, like, that's a fair bit of money. Yeah, it's Tommy Bahamas. Tommy Bahama. All right, what happened to, oh. Which, you know, if you know anything about Tommy Bahama, I guess they were going to go bankrupt, and there was all kinds of problems with them. But the biggest problem I have with Tommy Bahamas is that you buy a pair of shorts for $50 in the United States, 50 or 60 bucks, whatever it is, You can get them on sale now. I mean, when I got them, I got a bunch of stuff from them. And, everything was on sale. It was like 35% off, 50% off, that kind of thing. But if you buy it from over here in Thailand, they automatically charge you the duties. And by the time you get a pair of shorts, it's like 130 bucks. And I'm like, I'm not paying 130 bucks for a pair of their shorts, as much as I like their shorts. So. I don't know what the hell she's talking about. All right, so let's go on here. I would say really, there's a couple of things. If you just remember, well, Pattaya, Phuket, Koh Tao, Koh Samui, they are places where they are tourist areas. And this is what I always say. I don't want to really go to those areas. I don't want to hang out in those areas. I don't want to be in those areas because the Thais think that you're just another tourist. First of all, I'm not just another tourist. And I don't want to be another tourist. I understand sometimes I go a place, I'm a tourist, all right, fine. But I'm not the same as all the other tourists. Well, you don't get involved in things in Thailand that you shouldn't. You keep you keep a low profile. You keep on the right track. And for me, I think you don't get involved in any like drug deals, gambling. You just don't get involved in that stuff. You don't borrow money from people. That's just a recipe for disaster. So anyway, I already told you the golden rule. I already told you. Don't open your wallet unless you want to give some money. Don't transfer money from your bank account unless you want to transfer money to them. Learn how to say no. Those things right there will save you in a pinch. They're so easy. 3 things. There you go. I knew a guy who, he lived in Bangkok, and he got talked into smuggling steroids back to Canada. And he got caught. And he was lucky because they let him go. But they took all the steroids away, and the people that he was with were like, where's our drugs? So he got out of that one by the skin of his teeth, but that's what happens. Yes, it's safe. Thailand is a pretty safe place, man. Just don't start fights with people. Don't try to get involved with things that don't have to do with you. Don't stick your nose in other people's business. It's pretty easy. Be nice to people. If you don't want to be nice, then just keep your mouth shut. Just move on. Very simple things. And I practice these everywhere I go in the world, wherever it may be. I mean, all right, whatever. There's beautiful girls everywhere. The girls are so beautiful here. That's what leads guys to thinking with the little head instead of the big head. Listen, do me a favor, click the like button. I'd appreciate it. Smash the like button. You got almost 40 people in the stream right now. I got 12 thumbs up. What's going on? Please smash the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Look down below in the description. There's a host of ways that you can watch, support, follow, whatever you want to say. And there's also some products down below the window, the video window. Farang Lives Matter, Bar Girl Lives Matter, an American in Bangkok, Captain Sabaho. There's all kinds of things. Can a Farang open a massage shop? Yes, however, there are certain stipulations, which means you have to have a certain number of Thais working for you, and you better have somebody running it that you trust. That's the biggest thing. It's like opening a bar. A foreigner can open up a bar in Thailand. However, they have to have, I think it's 4 Thais. For every foreigner that's getting a work permit, they need to have 4 Thais working for them where they're paying tax on those Thais. Whatever, come to Minnesota, attitude might change. I've been to Minnesota 1 time, Mall of America. And honestly, I have no real desire to go back there just because I think it's a lot different than it was when I went 30 years ago. So, for me, no can do. I got other places that I'd rather go, that I'd rather stay, and I'd rather spend my time. And that's the whole thing. You know, I visited a gynecologist in, in Bangkok. He gave me the thumbs up. That's funny. Probably gave you something else too, but we're not going to talk about that. What time is it now? Okay, so it's almost opening time now. I'd say that's gone. Because I was told by a Farang business owner from Pattaya that all massage shops paid to local mafia. Well, I didn't say anything about that. I'm just saying you can do it. I would say that's probably true. What I can tell you is I knew a couple of guys who, when you go into Nana Plaza, straight in. Now, there used to be all kinds of stuff. I haven't been there in years. I don't really know what's in there, what the names of the places are right now. But when you used to go in, there used to be, just to the right, there were some stairs. You'd go up the stairs, and you'd go to the right, and that was, I think it was the Mandarin, which was 2 floors. There were girls on the bottom floor and girls on the top floor, and they would wear no panties. They'd have a skirt on or whatever. You could look up and you could see, you know, everything. And then just past that, when you go to the right, just past that, I don't even remember the name of the place, but there was another place, and my buddies bought that place. They bought the rights to the place. They had the place for a brief period of time. It was like a year or 2, something like that. I don't really remember because I wasn't really hanging out with them as much as I did before, but I went in there a couple of times. And actually, that was around the time when they made the movie about Cambodia. What was the name of it? With Matt Dillon. Let me see here. Dillon, James, Khan, Cambodia movie. City of Ghosts. It's a 2002 American crime thriller film, co-written, directed by, and starring Matt Dillon, about a con artist who must go to Cambodia to collect a share of money from an insurance scam. Okay, so, you know, whatever. The movie was pretty good. But Matt Dillon would go there to shoot, and then he would come back to Bangkok, and he would go into my buddy's bar, and my buddy had some pictures with him. And with, you know, Matt Dillon always had like 2 girls on his arm or whatever when they took the pictures. So I thought that was interesting. But he used to, there was 2 guys. They used to have to pay to the local police to be able to keep everything going and copacetic. That's how things operate. You know, you got to make payments to people. You got to pay up. So the fact that the massage parlors have to pay, it doesn't surprise me at all. Not at all. Whatever the percentage is, whatever they want, you give me 10,000 baht every week, huh? You know, whatever it might be, the 5,000 every week, 2,000 every week, whatever they want. You got to give it to them. You want to be open. And sometimes, if you watch the movie, it's called Saint Jack. It was about a guy it was Singapore. Before it was Singapore, it was part of Malaysia. And he was a guy who had been there for many years. I got the book too. It's an incredible book. It's by Paul Theroux. And so what happened was he wanted to open up, a brothel. And he was dead set on opening a brothel. And all these people were telling him, listen, you are a guaylo. You are a foreigner. They don't want you to open a brothel. You will get in trouble if you do that. And so the first time he did it, he opened the brothel up. And everybody was doing everything, and he thought everything was great. They came and beat the piss out of him. And he was like, okay, well, this is not good, but, screw them, I'm going to do it. So he did it again. He reopened, and he's got, these girls looking out for the gangsters, and they're trying to make sure that they do everything right. It wasn't about being able to pay them off. It was the fact that he was white, and he was in business in competition against the other people, the Chinese and the Malaysians. And so the next time he did it, they pinned him, they beat the piss out of him, they put him in a chair, tied him down, and they tattooed all kinds of nasty slogans and phrases on his arms in Chinese, so that everybody knew exactly what he was all about. Great book, great movie, and that, to me, that's pretty true. Now, if you have somebody as a front, which many places do, and you're just sitting in the background, you're collecting 10%, 20%, whatever, I would say you could probably get away with it, but you never know. You just never know. I'm shocked, I tell you. I bet you are. You're the kind of guy who seems like you get shocked very easily. Uh-huh. All right, so they're going to be opening up just any minute now. You've got all the little people standing over there. All the employees are standing there waiting for everybody to come in. Oh, so polite. Which I think is great. I don't like to walk in when they're standing there, because I feel like you walk in and everybody who walks in, they're looking at you like, oh, look at that one. Oh, look at this one. Oh, look at that one. Here they all come. Now, today's a Sunday. I kind of expect this place to be quite busy today. And every one of these is women. All these are women. There's one kid, there's one old guy. Most of them are women. So there you go. All right, now listen. I am going to read a little something from my book. I'm going to read a letter. I have not looked at this book in quite some time. So I have no idea really what I'm reading, other than just kind of looking at it and trying to figure out what it was I wrote, because I think I wrote this how long ago? Something like 10 years ago. Let me do this real quick. I have to do something really quick here. If I can. Here we go. Okay, we're back at it here. Yeah, I saw that with Louis Theroux. I like him. I like Louis Theroux. I like that a lot. TSG, new to the channel, cheers. Thank you very much. You know, I'll be honest, I've been trying to pick topics for Thailand, topics about Thailand, topics related to Thailand. instead of just walking around, going to places, showing people things, which can be nice, but I can do videos for that, and I don't mind putting up a video every week or something like that, you know. So, and it seems like I'm getting a lot more subscribers. I'm getting a lot of people watching the streams, which I'm very grateful for, because I like doing the streams, and I can pick how many streams I do per week. If I want to do 1 or I want to do 7, I can do that. If I want to stream at night, I want to stream at day. And when it comes to the videos, you put the video up, that's it. You put it up, and hopefully it does somewhat well. And you know, I've done so many videos, I don't even know how many it is, but it's a lot. It's close to 2,000. So I appreciate everybody coming in, and I appreciate the super chats for sure. Super chats, the Cash App, the Patreon. And I want to say about the Patreon, I haven't been pushing the Patreon patron in a long time. I haven't pushed it at all. But it gives people a method of sending me or anybody that they want to support a certain amount of money per month, and you don't have to worry about it. It just automatically, you go, all right, I'm going to give this guy $5 a month or whatever it is. And then if you go after 6 months, you go, that's enough. Then, you know, you just stop it. What part of TL? TL? A lot of massage shops in Pattaya seem to have Indian-sounding names rather than Thai-sounding business names. Well, that could be because the Indians are taking over Pattaya a lot more. I'm sure you can find some. I'm sure you can find some there that are not Indian. Definitely. What part of TL? What is TL? You lost me. All right, so let me see if I can find a little something here. I don't want it to be too long. Well, this one's a little long, but I'm gonna get into what this is, the kind of thing that I got. Anute's a pretty good area. Anute is a pretty good area. Although, you know, I've been in, you know, I used to live in Sukhumvit, in the Sukhumvit area. I used to live in Sukhumvit, what was it, Sukhumvit Soy 1. For many years, I lived there. And then when I moved out here, I lived, well, it's not quite that easy, unfortunately, and I'm hoping they'll change that. But let me finish what I'm talking about. I lived on Soy 1, then I moved. I had a small place, then I had a little bit bigger place, then I moved up and I had a really big 2-bedroom with 2 baths and big balcony, huge balcony, and it was right next to Boomerangrad Hospital. It was very, very nice. And then, you know, I met my wife, and she said, you know, you're wasting money here. You don't need to be living here. And so I moved in with her at Sinakar Inn, and we had a place there. And we've had a couple of places in this area. And now, you know, we've moved into the Bangkapi area. But we used to live on Soy 111, Lat Pral 111. And we've moved, but I've lived in this area for quite some time. And I mean, I know about Anute. I know, you know, you want to kind of move somewhere where you're fairly close to the subway or the sky train or whatever. I mean, you know, that just kind of makes sense if you don't want to drive. And I don't want to drive in Bangkok. I just don't want to do it. So, you have been here full-time since 2005. No, I've been here full-time since 1995, not 2005. Ever think about getting Thai citizenship? I think about it all the time. However, if you have a job here but you're paying taxes into the system, then you can do it. However, I don't have a job per se, a real job where I'm paying taxes every month, every week, whatever it is, however often you get paid, and into the Thai system. If you don't have that, they won't let you become a citizen. And by chance they do allow it, it's because you're paying an awful lot of money. I mean, you're paying like $60,000 to become a citizen, something like that. And that's kind of unusual. However, now they have this thing where they want people who are living for more than 183 days to pay tax into the system. So since they have this thing where people are paying taxes, now maybe that'll open things up where they go, oh, you're paying taxes into the system, you can become a citizen. It's not the key points. First you have to speak the language, which is fine, I speak the language. But the other thing is that you have to have been here, I think it's you have to be here more than 3 years straight on a 1-year visa, which I've been here for, I don't even know how many years. It's been many, many years, 20 years, 25 years that I've been here on a 1-year visa, and they've been extensions every year. So that's no problem. Hang on a second here. What are key points on getting Thai citizenship and foreign citizenship renunciation? Well, that has to do with the place where you come from. So if you're in America, you have to pay the money. It's something like $3,500, sorry. You have to pay like $3,500 to renounce your citizenship. And I wouldn't do that. I don't want to do that. Unless I came into a huge amount of money, I'm talking about millions of dollars, which I don't foresee that happening. I wouldn't do it. I don't think I would do it even if I did have millions of dollars. I mean, I would just pay the tax and, I wouldn't worry about it. But, yeah, at least for Americans, that's what you have to do. And as far as the Thai citizenship, the thing is you need to be working. You need to have a job in Thailand where you're paying into the system, where you are part of the system, where you can get the 30 baht plan and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, no problem, I understand, But I always like to make it clear. It's not 2005, it's 1995. If anything, that's something that's the only thing I really have, is I have longevity here. And some people, they don't have it and they never will have it. Or after 5 years, they go, I've had enough, I'm out of here. Or they just go, I want to go back home, or I want to go somewhere else, or, whatever. So, and I'll say, because of my wife, because of my kids, because of the life I have here, I just haven't moved. But in a few years, we have the option to move full-time or to just move part-time. Yeah, I'm paying $50,000 a month in taxes. Wish I wasn't. Holy, you're paying $50,000 a month in Thailand? That's a lot. That's an awful lot. My wife, I don't know how much she's paying. You're paying that here. How are you paying that here? I'm curious to know. All right, let me read something here. Okay, this is pretty short. Yes, in Thailand. So you're working here. All right, let me read this piece that was written to me and that I wrote. And This comes from a guy named Lucas. 3 months equals 600,000 baht. So maybe you're making about what, 200,000 and you're paying 50,000? Hi Scott, my name is Lucas and I am 51 years old and live in Sweden. Anytime a guy's from Sweden, Denmark, Norway, I have my doubts about them. I'm sorry to say that, guys, but I read your post and seen your clips on YouTube. You probably have the experience that I don't. Brilliant deduction. This is me talking. Brilliant deduction. This is why you are writing me and not the other way around. I met a fantastic Thai woman in 39 years when I was in Thailand for 3 months. We traveled around together and together we visited her parents' home in Ubon Ratchathani for 3 days. We are very much in love and it was very hard to part with her when I was going home to Sweden. I want to give this relationship a fair chance, so we have decided we will build a small house on the land she owns, 100 meters from her parents' home. I mean, you know, I understand that may be the Thai way, and you know, he hasn't told me how long he came here for, how long he's known her. He hasn't told me any of these things. But living 100 meters from her family is a little too close for me. It's just a little too close. I mean, so I said, so nowadays to give the relationship a chance, a man has to build the object of his desire, a house, prior to getting to know her. Isn't it supposed to be the other way around? He said, I will give her 600,000 baht, and this is almost everything for the house. I've heard about all the incredible stories of wealthy Europeans being cheated. I do not think this is such a story. So then I responded, of course not, because his brain isn't working. I will be traveling back 2 to 3 times a year until I retire, and maybe she will come to Sweden a few times. What do you think about the situation? Do you have any good advice to give me? Honestly, what's the rush? Oh, he's known her for 3 months. You've known her for 3 months, you're already giving her 600,000 baht. Here's my thinking, if you have plenty of money and spending this money won't hurt you one bit, then go for it. But if 600,000 baht is a large sum for you, then explain this to her. If she's understanding and gives you the time you need to feel more comfortable with the relationship, then you've got to keep her. If she gets upset, then you know she's about the money. And let me just tell you something. I know a lot of guys think, oh, the Thai girls, they're all about the money. It's everything is money, 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 money. That's not true. It's not true, because I've had money, not had money, had money. And the thing is, my wife just stays with me. And it's not because, you know, I'm so great or something like that. It's just because she got married, and that's a part of being married. And people who are smart understand that. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. Sometimes you're up all the time, sometimes you're down all the time, and hopefully you get up. But if they're only out for the money, then what are you with them for? Well, she just wants my money. It's amazing how fast Thai women can go from being the love of one's life to wanting to kill you. Perhaps you're right in this case, who knows? She's older, so she may feel like you're a good man, have a little money, and you're stable, and thus she isn't out to cheat you. Again, who knows? You cannot own the land, so even if the house is paid for by you, she owns the land, and thus she can make it very, very difficult for you to get the house if the relationship goes into the toilet. If I were you, I'd wait until you've been together for 1.5 years to 2 years before I even consider spending this kind of money. The two of you will be apart the majority of time. She will be in Thailand, you will be in Sweden. This means a lot in the beginning of the relationship. Listen, I'm a firm believer that if you don't live here and you're back home, guys, you know, honey, if you want to see other people, I understand. And I wouldn't like it, but I understand it. And guess what? When I'm over in America, if I meet somebody, if I want to date, okay, that's how it goes. Then when you come back and you say, I live in Thailand, and you want to commit to a relationship, then you're both there. You know, you're not cheating. Hopefully, you're not cheating. You're not trying to skirt whatever kind of commitments that you have. Let's see here. You don't know what you'll be doing, and you'll have no way of knowing. One way or another, though, if you wait to build her a house and she sticks around, perhaps her motives will become more clear. Thanks for your opinion. I'll consider them. I know that everything is going fast, but when you are in love, when you're in love, this is the time to think with the big head and not the little one or your emotion. Really, what's the hurry? Are you worried you'll lose her if you don't build her a place? I'd hate to have you come back to me in a few months upset because it didn't work out. Never know how this ends, but I'm far away from being retired, but this gives me a fair chance. That's what he said. Do you meet up with other YouTube bloggers from Bangkok? Usually, no, I don't. Final thought. Every once in a while I do. I've met a few, but I mean, I don't go out of my way to meet other people because they're just people just like me. I could have easily called Lucas a chowderhead. Somehow I refrained from doing it. Truth is, looking back at this letter, I do think he's an idiot. The success of their relationship requires 600,000 baht just to start the engine and head down the yellow brick road. What will happen when he is unable to afford something she wants? When the money goes, she'll go with it. The relationship is over. First, because he has yet to get to know the woman. Second, because he's building her house. And finally, he's building a house 100 meters from his mother and father-in-law. That's a big thing because guess what? They're going to be around quite a bit. You'll probably see them every single day of your life that you're married. Every day. And I always liked my mother-in-law. She's passed away now, but I always liked her. She didn't always like me in the beginning, but then she came around. I always liked her. I like my wife's family. We don't have any problems. And it's not about the money. Okay, he lives in Sweden and she'll move in her close family and extended family. So in other words, he builds the house, and if he's not around, they're going to be living in his house. When he comes for visits, he'll accept their presence as necessary. And I can tell you, think about it this way. You live in a house. It's you and your wife and your 2 kids. Or you and your wife, whatever. And when you're moving around in the house, there is an energy. There's a certain energy. There is an energy where you feel everybody in the house. You know, oh, the kids are upstairs, my wife's downstairs, she's laying on the sofa, I'm sitting in front of the TV, but you know that. But then when there is another person or other people sitting in the house, there's that extra energy. And that means no sitting on the couch in your underwear, scratching your nuts. That means no running around naked playing grab ass with the wife. That means there's very little that you can do there. You have to be prim and proper just like you have guests. Which is not a bad thing, but if they live there, it's not a great thing. Always dated women with real jobs, no bar girls. Maybe many were just as duplicitous as the women from bars. I hate to tell you this, Fred. Do you speak Thai now? That's what I'll say. Do you speak Thai? More than just Sawadee Kap, Sabaidi Mai. There you go. What was the first thing I told you a long time ago, and the first thing that I tell many, many people? Don't get into a serious relationship unless you speak some Thai. Because that can prevent a lot of things. Yeah, playing grab ass is always fun. Yeah, I mean, really, Fred, you know, I think that's important. And I know some people don't think it's that important, but I think it's very important. Of course, mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, auntie, her cousin's cousin, and anyone else on the dole will always have their hand out for whiskey, beer, the occasional truck payment, gas money, and veterinarian care when the buffalo is sick. If he is liquid enough to give her 600,000 baht without it causing much damage to his net worth, then who knows, it might be worth the risk. I kind of doubt it, though. Anything can happen, but I doubt the relationship will have a happy ending. In fact, I think this is a man who desperately wants to believe he and his girlfriend are in love and nothing can go wrong. And he's 51. He's 51 years old. Now, at 51, you should know better. You know, 600,000 baht back when he wrote that was about $20,000. So what I would say is, if you meet a girl back home in America, in 3 months, you're going to give her $20,000? I don't think so. I could be wrong. Maybe you would. Maybe you're a dumbass. To me, that's just stupid. But I wouldn't. Why would you? Oh yeah, that's right. You're the guy who says you will never learn how to speak Thai. You have such a hard-on against the Thais, and you have such a negative feeling about Thai people. And I understand about some of them, but most of them are good, decent people. And you just have this hard-on for the Thai people. Oh, I'm not going to speak Thai. Well, what you're doing is you're cutting off your nose to spite your face. That's exactly what you're doing. And you don't have to believe me. I don't really care. I've been with a woman 27 years, my junior, for about 3 years now. She doesn't speak much English, but my landlady loves her. I bet you have a great relationship with her. 3 years. How long you been here now? Honestly, you are the perfect example of what not to do when you come to Thailand. You know, that's my own. I lived in Isan. I've been to Isan. Yes, I know about Isan. And just like not every girl is out for your money, not every Isan girl wants or needs your money. Yeah, you've been here a long time. And are you still happy or you're not happy here? Because from what you've told me, you hate it here. Mostly happy. Oh, well, okay, maybe I'm wrong. Well, that's good. Well, there are some people who just feel like they don't need to learn how to speak Thai. They don't need how to integrate into the society. And I can tell you, if you want to do that, then Pattaya is the place for you. If you don't want to integrate into Thai society, you know, that's the place to do it. Because most everybody speaks some English there. It's not my cup of tea, but then it, you know, that's fine. You know, it doesn't really matter. I'm me, he's him, and you know, however things go, they go. You know, whatever makes you happy, whatever floats your boat. Hello there, Zeke man. I like farm life better than Singapore life. Yeah, I mean, I like it, but you know, sometimes it's a bit of a headache when you got to go somewhere, and you know, it's going to take you an hour, 2 hours to get to a mall or to get to a shopping center where you can get what you want. I mean, that was when I lived in Udon. The mall was a complete wreck. It was a disaster. It wasn't like it is now. And the bars that they had were garbage. I have a beautiful girlfriend from outside and inside Burina. From outside and inside from Burina. Dad and Sarin and Mom Konkan, never any sick buffalo, couldn't be happier. Well, that's good. That's good. When you marry her and you've been with her for a long time and you got kids together, then I would say success. You know. And one thing I would say, and I think probably Fred would concur, if you haven't been with the girl for a lengthy period of time, I'm talking about a couple of years, I would not bring her back to the United States. Like, you know, you met her and you oh, I love her. We've been together for 2 months. You know, we've been together for 2 months. Oh my God, it's love. And you want to bring her back to the United States. Wrong move. No more bars ever again. Well, I understand that. That's a good thing. Unless you know, unless that's what you want. You just want to go to the bars, whether you want to go for a drink, you want to go and you want to pick up some chick for a little strange, whatever. Okay, I understand that too. But for me, I don't want to go to the bars just because, for what? You know, I don't need to go there. No more USA. Well, I go back to the USA to visit family and that kind of thing. And actually, I'm pretty isolated. We're all isolated. We don't really need to go anywhere unless we want to go there. And when we go, it's go right there, come back. You know, even if it's a half a day, a whole day, something like that. And it's pretty good. It's not like we're surrounding ourselves every single day with business people and people who, you know, every day we have to see them, and we have to, you know, if we decide we want to say something and it's the wrong thing, they're going to jump all over us, and we're going to get a load of crap from people. We don't have to worry about it, which is great, you know. So now they have a new girl working here. I don't know, I think, well, there was one girl here who I think she was pregnant. She's gone now. I don't know if anybody else is new has come in here. I don't really remember. I remember the ones that are here all the time. There's short hair girl. There's the kind of chubby one. There's the chubby kind of cute one. And then, you know, there's all kinds, you know, so. Number 75. I don't know what number 75 is. Listen, I don't want to talk politics. That's all I'm going to say. People who know me know what I like and what I don't like, and it's just not worth talking about. I'm in Bangkok. In Bangkapi. Bangkapi, I say. Interesting. Very interesting. So, I don't know. Let me see if I got another one in here I can read. Another short one. What is this? Jimmy, should I be alarmed? Yes, you should be. All right, this is pretty short. Let's read this one. Jimmy, should I be alarmed? Love to get Eric interview you in his channel one night. Listen, I don't want to be interviewed by anybody. Dear Scott, I would appreciate it if you could get me any help. Oh. What? Oh, really? He be number 75th who served as president. No, he'd be number 47. Okay, dear Scott, I would appreciate it if you can give me any help. I have another Thai love story. It doesn't get old, nah. I hate that nah and la. I can't stand it. And in Singapore, they use that la all the time. I can't stand that. I know it's not that big of a deal, but I just don't like it. You know what I'm saying, la? Ugh. Actually, it's been old for quite some time. From 55 plus years, men have been coming to Thailand and indulging in the feminine fruit. For 50 years, men have been telling of their heartbreaks and love affairs. That's what I say. By the way, I really enjoy your videos and have been watching for quite some time. My name is Jim. I am 22 years old. All right, that tells me everything right now. And I am a Thai Australian. In about 9 days, I am to fly to Thailand to meet a girl I met online from Thai Love Links. We plan to spend 2 days in Bangkok, then travel to her home in Udon Thani and stay for a month. She's a university graduate, can speak, write, and read English, and has a good head about her. Plus, she is quite attractive. 23 years old, and comes from a well-to-do Thai family. I have been getting to know her by means of telephone, line chat, and video call. We agreed to be, what is it? Oh, thank you very much there, TSG. Appreciate it. Haha, 22 years old. Yeah, that's what I said. 22 years old. I think about my kid at 22 and I'm like, oh my God. And you know, I have to say this. I know someone who has a daughter, and I know her a little bit. I've met her. And she saw me and she came up to me and she said, can I have the contact information of your son? And I went, sure. And so now they have been talking and they actually went out, and I'm very happy about that. I think, okay, that's a good thing. All right, so let me go on here, because I think that's the right way to do it. But anyway, we agreed to be in a relationship on Facebook since last October. We literally act and behave as if I am already her boyfriend. And I wrote, isn't that special? Hey, please leave him a thumbs up in his super chat there. I appreciate that. I would appreciate that. And thumbs up, subscribe, and all that good stuff. As many people as that come into the stream, I would like to have the number of likes equal that. So there's 38, but there has been 45. So I'd like to get at least 45 or 50 thumbs up by the end of the stream, which will be in the next 20 minutes or so. I am aware that she does have legitimate male friends that she converses with, and she has conversations with other men on Facebook. Some of what I have read on Facebook suggests they are more than friends. There you go right there. I can tell you, my wife has friends at work. Some of the men, you know, they are, how shall we say, they don't like women. Not all of them. But she is very it's all business. And I like that about her. You know, I like that she tries to keep it that way. You know, I got a husband, I don't even want to think about that. Let's just talk about business. So I do like that. She's constantly bombarded with compliments and arse-kissing from typical young, horny Thai boys. Occasionally, a sex-crazed foreigner will speak to her, making all sorts of demanding requests. I think you have the general idea. Anyway, being ex-Army, I am patient and letting her interactions unfold so I know more about her true self. Okay, good. Anyway, my question is, more than once I have caught her online speaking to other single men, both Thai and foreigner. What alarms me is her willingness to give into their requests, send photos, exchange numbers, communicating on social internet apps, etc. fairly easily. Oh, thank you, Tony. Appreciate that. Let me know what your decision is. I believe she thrives on attention from multiple men, and she is inclined to flirt back. She has no hesitation, but as far as I can tell, she has not followed through on anything. To my horror, she told other men she was still single even after agreeing to be in an online relationship with me, but she has stopped talking to all of them in the past 2 weeks. From what my recon has shown, although she is flirting, she has no other serious man in her life except me. Only yesterday, I read a message on a Facebook chat. She mentioned to a Thai guy that he was cute and sent him a love heart image. And he did reply with additional ass-kissing images. This is not the only example of at least a half a dozen other men have talked to her like this. I have been getting to know her. Man, my eyes are bad. I know I may be playing the jealous, angry boyfriend type, perhaps, and I know we are not extremely serious yet, because we have yet to meet physically. Well, guess what? You haven't even met her. You're not her boyfriend, okay? You may be like, oh yeah, well honey, oh you're so cute. Oh, we're boyfriend and girlfriend. Oh God. She can play the field, you can play the field. And like a true, what's the word I'm looking for? Sap? Simp? You know, you're just giving in going, well, I'll just give up everything here on my end because she's so sweet, she's doing the same. No, she's not doing the same. Do whatever you want. And stop researching her. You know, hey, you talk to her, you talk to her. You don't talk to her, okay, we'll go out and have my own fun. Whether it's going out and playing pool with the boys or taking a chick out on a date, whatever it is. That's what you should be doing. Okay, let's see here. But should I be alarmed about this girl I'm spending time with for a month? Or is it normal for Thai girls to be flirty by nature? Well, they are kind of flirty, but believe me, as they get a little bit older, they don't want to hear any bullshit. They know the game. They know, oh, this guy, he's talking because he wants to get in my pants or whatever it is. I don't believe this behavior is of the norm for a woman who says they are in a relationship with me, or from my previous experience with Thai women. So I wrote him back. I said, you answered your own question. You just don't want to see the writing on the wall. You are allowing her to start off this quasi-relationship how she wants, while you are left scratching your ass. If you have to write someone else, me, to ask if the relationship is normal, do you think her actions are acceptable? I wouldn't put up with this, and if she truly cares about you, she would stop immediately. And you know, the thing is let her do what she wants. You go to Thailand, you hang out with her for a couple of days, and then you're going to go visit her parents. Oh my God. Why don't you go there a couple of times instead of like rushing to find your wife? I'm going to meet her for 2 days. We're going to go home. We're going to talk marriage with the parents. And then, you know, in a month, we're going to be married. You need to think about that. My gut instinct says she will continue this behavior because she can't help herself. This girl is gorgeous. She knows how she is beautiful and loves attention. Well, there you go. You've already answered yourself. You already know. And, you know, the only thing you can do is just be like, hey, honey, listen. You know what? You do what you want to do. I do what I want to do. You want to see me? I'll be here on, you know, January 1st. They have similar things. They don't have Hot Pockets, no. Unbelievable. I need to get Hot Pockets at the market. They got Spam now. All right, let me continue here. Although I can't control her actions, I have mentioned this to her, this is the last straw. Why do you gotta do that? This is the last straw, baby. You haven't even met her yet. What you do is you just go, hey, you know what? I think it's good. I do what I want to do. You do what you want to do. And I'll be there on January 1st. You want to meet up? We can meet up. That's all you got to do. And I guarantee you, if she really likes you, she'll come around. I have threatened to cease all talk and cancel my trip to meet her. I may be a young guy, but I feel my intentions for a pure relationship are sincere, and I don't deserve a girl who makes it easy for other men to exploit her. That's just the way I am. First of all, they're not exploiting her. If she wants to engage in activities with them, whatever it may be, having them tell her how beautiful she is, whatever it is, that's her own way of thinking. Listen, he's 22. That says a lot right there. He's 22 and stupid. I am concerned, but maybe I am overreacting. Any reply will be appreciated. Cheers. Choke dealer. Joke and my. Good luck and until next time. He wrote me back. He wrote me that. Hello, Jimmy. I wrote him back. Oh God, this goes on for another. Oh, this goes on for another couple of pages. Let me read. Now I look at these and I just laugh. I can only think of what, because, you know, now I look at it with a little more of a open mind, and I just go, whatever, you know. People have to make their own mistakes. They're not always going to listen to me. Most people don't listen to me. I understand 90% of the people don't listen to me. Maybe one guy listens and he gets it. And then it sticks. And then he knows how to act. Not necessarily because of me, but because someone said something that made a difference in his life or made him snap and think differently. I don't think you're overreacting. Flirting is one thing. Involving yourself with other men is another matter, especially when you are both supposed to be in a relationship. Don't come to Thailand just to see her. Also, there is no need to go to Udon Thani for your entire stay. I've lived there and know the area pretty well. It is a poor region, and many of the women there are looking to do a George Jefferson and moving on up. If you're coming to Thailand, regardless of what happens with her, great. Just see how it plays out, and you call the shots. If she doesn't like it, gorgeous or not, you need to tell her to take a hike. Good Thai women aren't going around sending little hearts to men they don't know unless they are attention whores or are looking for men to sponsor her. So he writes, thanks for your reply. I consider myself mature and open-minded enough to find any woman I want in Thailand. I've had brief relationships with women before, although quite older than me. I don't believe it will be hard for me to find someone else if things go sour. So then he wrote me again. Oh, okay. I'm sorry I have to finish this, but it's going to be, 3 more pages. Hi, Scott. Wait a minute, I got to remember what I was saying here. I consider myself mature. All right, let me go on here. I have just finished watching your video about myself and your advice about my situation. I must say I found some of your other YouTuber comments about me slightly amusing. But I am open to criticism. Every relationship is different, and mine is far from perfect. Perhaps people should review their own lives and relationships before they sound like the love gurus behind the computer desk giving me advice. Just saying. I laughed my ass off at the wanker who commented that I am head over heels for her. Ha ha ha. And for everybody's information, my Thai mother, who is also an excellent woman. You gotta throw that in there, right? My Thai mother, oh, she's an excellent woman. God. Has taught me many things about Thai women in life, but I'm still teaching myself more. I want to be clear, I am a young guy. I know this, but I feel the relationship I desire is beyond my age of 22 years. Well, then maybe what you should do is say, I'm 22. I don't need to be getting serious. I don't need to be pressuring some chick to not talk to other guys. And what I was going to say, ladies and gentlemen, is listen, when I came over here, when I met my wife didn't even have an iPhone. And when she got a phone, it wasn't an iPhone, it was like a Nokia. And then she got an iPhone, like an iPhone 4, I think it was. And she had the iPhone 4, and she said to me, what am I supposed to do with this thing? I don't want it. She's like, I don't want this, all I want is a phone. And I was like, oh, thank you. And I got the phone from her, and she got another phone. Now she's been working for quite some time in the corporate field, and she has 2 phones. She has a personal phone and a business phone, and she's on the phone more than I would probably like. But I understand she's got things she's got to do. This is the corporate world. You gotta just go, okay, whatever. Sometimes I'll be like, hey, can you put that phone down? Let's have a conversation. Let's spend a little time together, whatever. Sometimes I'll do that. And sometimes I just go, whatever. Do whatever you want. Because you pushing her isn't gonna make a bit of difference. All it's gonna do is piss her off. Which I've learned the hard way. I've learned through years that when I try to push myself and my way of thinking, it doesn't get you anywhere. All right, let me go on here. Let's see here. I'm a young guy, blah, 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 blah. My experience has taught me to be wary, open-minded, and to be self-motivated. How many of your viewers can say they have to sign a will at the age of 18? I don't know what that means. Okay, so at 18 you have to sign a will. Big deal. I honestly feel the only part of Missing in my life is love, and I am willing to explore and find the right woman to share my life with. Okay, if you're 22, honestly, I don't care how much experience you have, and I'm putting this out there for all 22-year-olds who might be watching right now. You're 22 years old, and you're pressuring a woman, and that's what he's doing. He's pressuring her online. He hasn't even met her, and he's pressuring her. You can't see these other guys. You can't talk to these other guys. Oh, why are you doing this? Why are you doing... He's questioning everything. Listen, if the chick is meant to be, then it's meant to be. If it's not, it's not. You'll find out. You need to let it play out. And when it plays out, you'll figure it out. And the thing is, you need to be man enough and strong enough to not want to make you cry and go, oh my God, I can't believe she did this, which it doesn't sound like you're like that, but there's two sides of you. You say you're all this strong and you're 22, but I've got a lot of experience. And then here you are saying I shouldn't put up with this, and it's ridiculous. I have little faith in a relationship with a bar girl, even if she is sweet, as I've never seen before. I don't know, but this is a bar girl. I don't think this is. Anyway, I am here now. I am here now in Udon, and I've already spent a week with her and her family. Life in Udon is exactly what I have pictured it to be. Pretty much the same as my past experience living in Uttaradit. I don't want to know why he lived in Uttaradit. I don't know why. She has accepted what she has done wrong, and since meeting her, she has shown me she wants to commit to a relationship, behaving sensibly online and in person. This guy's 22 and he acts like he's 50. She has been upfront and open with me on the subject about love and relationship and what we hope maybe for the future. I mentioned before she has a good head about her, and she doesn't want to commit to anything beyond girlfriend-boyfriend relationship as yet, because we are still exploring our compatibility. Although we are mature enough to joke about sinsod, oh God, why would you even joke about it? Why would you even bring it up? Let her bring it up. Why would you bring it up? Listen, I hate to tell you this. I didn't pay sinsod. Many other guys I know didn't pay sinsod. And there are a lot of people out there who don't pay sinsod. Many Thais don't pay it now. It is I don't want to say it's dying, because it's not completely dead and it's not dying out like it's not going to be around, but there are many modern Thais who think, I don't know that I really need that because my family has money. And some of them are just like, okay, you pay the money and then we're going to get it back in way of a truck, land, whatever. Although we are mature enough, she is not money motivated like her family. Okay, if her family is money motivated, I guarantee you she is. Her family just wants her to be happy with a man that will treat her respectably and genuinely love her. Yeah, you know all this from talking to her online and spending a week with her in person. Even though we have had a few hiccups in our relationship, I feel we are compatible, and a good relationship will not be difficult because we understand each other well. I am not madly in love or signing my life away as some viewers may think. I think it is appropriate for me to share this. Her younger sister, who is 20, is about to meet a Taiwanese guy next week from Thai Love Links. This guy speaks zero English, the same with her sister, and already he wants to pay 10 million baht for sinsod. But what does that tell you if you're smart? Her family is into money. Her sister's getting 10 million baht in sinsod. So then, like, what does that really tell you? Oh, she's just different from all of them. She's not like them at all. Now, that may be true, but I don't really think so in this case. Let me go on here. Yes, 10 big ones. Holy fuck. Do you see there are other guys worse off than me? Haha. But that's their relationship, so what happens between them doesn't concern me or my own relationship. Anyway, I am happy here. I am falling in love after a week. But I am still open-minded to everything. I just thought I would send this message to let you know how my situation is going. I appreciate your time, Scott. So here's the update. I asked him, Just wondering whatever happened with your girl in Udon. Hi, Scott. We are both living in Australia now. After a long wait, her visa was approved, and she has been here since November 2015. I don't know what the date was that I wrote in. All that other drama has surpassed. Every relationship is different, and I am glad we were able to turn over a new leaf. Once I met her and got to meet her family, we actually gelled and grew into a normal couple. We laugh, we play, we work together, and we fight. I believe nothing is out of the norm from any other relationship. Just the way this guy talks about this, I just go, ugh. I mean, I barely talk about things like this with my wife. She just goes, listen, if we're not getting along, I just don't want to talk. I want us to be relaxed when we talk, when we discuss things. Okay, fine. That's it. And then maybe later we come back and we talk about it, you know, in a relaxed tone. But, like, do I talk to other people? Well, you know, my girl she's a beautiful girl and she's a student and she's much better than her family is. Hope things are well on your end, my friend. I have tuned out of your videos after your Burma visit, but every now and then drop back into your channel for an update. Maybe next time I'm in Bangkok, I will come and visit you and your wife. He didn't. which is fine with me. Also, I have been extremely busy the past 8 months with a career change. I now work in the immigration division here. Lots of people to detain and lots of people to be removed. Hope this message finds you well. Regards, my friend Jimmy. Oh, I did write him back after this. Jesus Christ. I gotta hurry up here. Hey, Jimmy. Wow, that's fantastic. Congratulations. My wife and I went to Bali in March, and then in April, May, we went with our 2 sons to the U.S., Florida, and New York. This was their first time. This is many years ago. So it's quite an experience. I'm sure your girl is settled in by now. It doesn't take long. Anyway, glad to hear things are going well. Final thoughts. I have never been a fan of online dating. This is me. Long-distance relationships are a pain, and when it comes to relationships with women from Thailand and other poor countries in the world, there are too many schemers and scammers, and I never like wasting my time. Better to date the old-fashioned way. Meet in person, get the woman's phone number, have a few conversations, go out and see where it goes. And also, hopefully, they're not like sitting online. I know one chick, and I'm not going to say what her name is, because you guys might know her, but I know one chick that every single day, I know 2 actually, every single day, but one is very narcissistic. Every single day she updates her Instagram, and every day I get messages, not directly from her. I get messages that tell me she's made these posts, and some of them are her, and she's just, you know, making stupid faces, and I'm thinking, does she think, I mean, she's a nice looking girl, but do I really think she's beautiful and it's a turn on to see her on Instagram bragging about her life or showing herself and smiling and teasing? No, it's like hideous. I don't like it. And let's not even talk about the girls who are online who are like, you know, they're showing their breasts and they're bending over, showing their asses, and come on. I want them to do that in the privacy of a room. That's it, me and them. That's it. I don't want it to be all over the internet. I want everybody else to be seeing that stuff. It's unnecessary. What else did I say? Okay. Online dating and long-distance relationships work for some people. I think this one may have worked because they are both Thai. But he has Thai in him at least. When a man lives in the U.S., getting to know a woman living in a foreign culture can be trying. It takes 2 strong, willing, trusting people who know what they want to make an online relationship work. Western Thai relationships usually fail before they get started, as this letter illustrates. There are occasionally happy endings. Occasionally. All right, that's it. That's the end. The end. Until next time. Anyway, so I think that's about it. I think we've got it under control. Anyway, I hope that those of you who are watching learned a little something. Maybe, you know, sometimes, as the one guy said, what's his name? Simpleton86. Oh, everybody knows this stuff. Yeah, maybe everybody knows it. But you know, it doesn't mean that everybody remembers it. Everybody thinks it's important. Everybody thinks they need to focus on themselves first and not other people, and not giving into lust or whatever you want to call it. Haven't seen you back to Ploy Cycle. I haven't been back there. It's no reason why. You know. I mean, you know, she's a nice girl. Her coffee is good. And, you know, I've thought about going back without bringing a camera, just to be, you know, if I'm in the area, maybe I'll stop there and get a coffee. You know, she's a nice chick, you know. Good for her. But I don't want to go there again streaming and, hey, how you doing? Hey, girl, what's happening? How you doing? I'm a recovering chowderhead, need my meetings, I guess. Some of you guys, you'll never learn. Many of you will, no, I mean, really, she's a nice girl. She's smart in what she's doing. All these girls who are online from Thailand that, you know, they speak some English, they're cooking or whatever. Even the girls, you know, with the big breasts, and they're out there, you know, making their chicken or whatever they're doing. I could go see those girls too, you know. I mean, oh, wow, I'm going to go get chicken from this girl with big titties. That's so much different from the old lady. Okay, it is a little bit different, of course. But, you know, like, guess what? I'm not doing anything. All I'm doing is, wow, look at those things. Oh, wow, really nice. Big deal. You can see a picture of that if you really want to look at it. You can find that online all the time. But in her case, I think she's very smart. And, you know, she's got a good thing going there, and she should just keep it up. I think it's great. And she made me some good coffee, and she actually gave me a free coffee. So, you know, I got nothing bad to say about her or the roti girl. I got nothing bad to say about them. I got only good things to say about them. Anyway, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I appreciate everybody joining me. It's great. Well, I don't know about that. She doesn't exploit herself. I think she knows what she's doing. I think they all know what they're doing. You know, they're pretty smart. She's a smart girl. She's not overly pushing herself to be this sexy girl and, oh, you've got to like, but she smiles at the right time, and, you know, and she does what she has to do, and that's fine. It's great. Like I said, I got nothing bad to say about them. You know, they're really smart. I don't care if they're Thai or foreigner or Chinese, or they're smart. They're doing what they, you know, what they want to do and what they need to do. So, anyway, that's all I have. Until next time, which I think will be Tuesday, I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. Thank you, and I will see you guys later.